What's going on, everybody? It's the one and only Q here from Retro Q Gaming, and well, let's face it, everyone knows I like to be on the cutting edge, the bleeding edge, the cusp of new technology, and that's typically the way it is. I'm all about the future, I'm all about the RTX 3090s, I'm all about the AMD 5900Xs, you know the deal. And one of the big things I've always talked about before was VR. Now, the problem with this is VR is in a very weird place. Let me give you a quick example of this. So first off, there's the price aspect of it. VR has naturally come down in price and the specs have gone up. There's multiple different ones to choose from with varying different specs. Now that's one of the big issues as well. There's no kind of standardized feature out there. That's actually one of the advantages, if you will, of PSVR. Even though it's very low quality, it's just a standardized unit, console style stuff. But on top of all of that, one of the big reasons people don't invest in VR is for the fact that a lot of people will see it and see the games and the experiences and what's on for offer, and will just say, well, there's no killer app, there's nothing specific or special I want from it. Companies aren't going to spend the money and the time and the effort and the care and the love to develop something as a proper top tier AAA experience for VR. Therefore, people don't buy VR, and companies look at people not buying VR and they say, well, there's not enough people for us to put in the time and effort and money and whatnot as well. This, of course, all changed last year when Half-Life Alyx released. Of course, Half-Life Alyx is a pretty big deal, and it's arguably, hell, it's not even arguably, it is definitively the highest end production when it comes to any type of game or experience on VR headsets. Of course, Half-Life Alyx is naturally only available on PC, but that's beside the point. Now, this goes back to the whole thing. First off, I'll just get it out of the way quickly. I'm in the middle of playing Half-Life Alyx right now, even if I am about a year late to the party. I was waiting to get my 3090, my 5900X, and I wanted to play it with the proper due quality for it. I didn't want to just slum it with medium settings on a 1080 kind of thing. No, we're going max to the balls. But believe it or not, this whole topic, this whole video, I'm not specifically just talking about Half-Life Alyx. I want to talk about VR and where VR is and just a little bit of specific appreciation that I have towards VR. Now, granted, what I've said so far about VR has been pretty complimentary, if I could even speak tonight. But of course, VR is not for everyone. Now, I've always looked at it this way. VR, it's not there yet. It's not where it should be. It's not where it could be yet. Like many things, the first, the second, the third generation, the implementation used in those, they're building the foundation. It's like RTX ray tracing in the RTX 2000 series. It could do it. A lot of the time, it wasn't advisable to do it because of the frame rate hit and all as well. And then, of course, the RTX 3000 series improved that with so much better quality and less performance hit as well. So the first generation is always proof of concept, and then a couple of generations beyond that, it's refining, improving. And VR is like that, and unfortunately it's still in that state. Now, I don't think VR is ever going to take over as the future of gaming, and I don't think it's going to ever take over as our standard style of game, unless for some reason they find a way that they can just beam it right into our brains and kind of work like VR that way. But no, we're talking the current standard style of VR. Strap a little headset onto your head, use whatever type of controllers. I use Oculus Touch controllers in my case, but there's all sorts of other ones and all there too. But it just goes to show that I am all about the future and what VR could be. Like I said, it's not there yet. But when you look at the quality of the headsets when they first came out, the quality of the games and experiences as they first came out, then you have the second generation headsets, you have improved games, you have third generation headsets, you have even better, even more improved games as well. So far culminating in stuff like, people say the Oculus Quest 2 or the Valve Index are the current top end models. And of course you've got Half-Life Alyx to go with them. It's arguably, hell, not even arguably, I've said it already, it is the most detailed and arguably most definitive edition of what you can do in VR right now, until, given a year or two or three, they improve on that again. Now, one thing I am hoping for is that naturally VR is going to expand over time, and there's going to be a bigger install base over time. There's going to be more games and whatnot over time, and hopefully, as we saw with Half-Life Alyx when it was first announced and then when it first released, VR headsets sold out around the world. If you build it they will come. If you build a top-end, high-end, quality AAA experience game, people will buy headsets for it. Not everyone, but people will buy headsets for it. Clearly, it's paid off in this situation. But as more and more people get headsets, as well as the upcoming PS5, PSVR 2, or whatever they're going to end up calling it, it will get more VR into people's homes, even if it is console level VR, which again will be relatively low quality based on the hardware. Maybe not the hardware of the headset, but certainly the hardware of the actual console. And with more and more people buying it on PC as well, more and more games are going to be developed for it, and therefore more and more people are going to buy it. It's a cycle that keeps continuing. But just before I quickly round off the video here, I just want to say one thing that I can personally appreciate after playing VR over the last couple of years on and off, but now specifically about playing Half-Life Alyx, because I come from a time, my very first game I ever played was a game called Radar Rat Race on the Commodore 64. You can look it up on YouTube here. It's a very, very simplistic game. There's about 4 or 5 different colors in it. It's very, very basic. So I came from a time when I was playing single color pixel games, single color sprite pixel games, whatever you want to word it. Take a look at the game, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I came from a time where that was the standard in gaming. And then moving forward, 16-bit, hell, go 8-bit, 16-bit, then it went on CD consoles, then you've got, HD consoles and full HD consoles. Hell, I wouldn't even call the modern ones 4K consoles because they suck. But as time has gone by, stuff has gone from one color to multiple colors to 2D to 3D, and now I can sit, or rather stand, in a VR headset with functional hands, looking around, interacting with everything, and so many of these games, Half-Life Alyx in particular, has so many little details, so much little intricacy, arguably like Kojima / MGS 1, 2, 3 levels of small, minute, granular details, intricacies, all this crazy stuff. And it blows my mind that, granted, it's taken about 30, 34, 35 years, give or take, whatever it is, to get from A to B. But we finally got there, and that is all about technology, pushing forward what we can do, and that is what I love, why I love technology, why I love gaming, and it blows my mind.